everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be all about how to style a room from start to finish. I saw this video a few different times on YouTube and I thought it would be a fun video to film and share with you guys because I have pretty much picked room by room in my home and almost designed them all from scratch because I live in a very builder grade home. We didn't keep everything like completely standard, but we tried our best to keep things more or less standard in terms of like finishings and like white walls and things like that because I knew I was going to go in and add my own personal touch on every single room, and we're almost there. I have a little bit left to go, but I have pretty much styled almost every single room in our house from scratch at this point. So I feel like I have some good tips and pointers to give how to, create a room on a budget, for example, which I have done in pretty much all of my spaces. I never spend like an outrageous amount of money on furniture or anything. So if you guys are interested, if you are currently in the process of styling a room or, redoing a space in your home, then this is definitely the video for you. If you guys are new to my channel, then hi, my name is Delaney and I create content all about home decor, cleaning, lifestyle. I have the strongest focus though on home decor and interiors. So if that is your jam and that is up your alley, then go ahead and subscribe. Also go ahead and follow me on Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. You can kind of keep up to me more day to day on there. And I do post quite frequently. So my Instagram handle, I'll just leave right here. It's just @cozyandpolished. Let's get into the video. I'm gonna start with my first tip. And that is to get onto Pinterest and start pinning everything that you see that you like. So say you're going to be redesigning or you're styling your bedroom, for example, get onto Pinterest and use that to your advantage because that is literally how I've styled my entire home is Pinterest. I'm always on there. If I see anything that I like, I just go ahead and save it. I just pin it to one of my boards. I'll have like different home inspiration boards. And anything that I see that I like, I go ahead and save. Even if the styles aren't like 100% cohesive and everything's the same, that's fine. If I find anything that I like at all, I just go ahead and save it because you never know. So that would be my first tip, is just to get onto Pinterest and start researching like bedroom decor ideas. If you're doing your bedroom, say you're doing your living room, start looking up living room ideas and you will see some come up that you like. Start saving them. They don't have to look the same again, just create like a huge board of inspiration. That would be kind of the very first step. Is typically I just scroll through and I see a ton of different vibes. I spend like a good solid week doing this until I have kind of like a big huge inspiration board, and then I'll go from there, which leads me to my second tip, which is narrowing things down. So once you have a whole bunch of inspiration and you have like sort of an idea of what you like and what you don't like, then it's easy to just like go back into your Pinterest inspiration board and start narrowing things down. I would start narrowing things down in terms of like your overall style and what you're wanting to achieve. And what I mean by that is if you're gonna go for like a super light and airy bedroom or style, or if you're gonna go for like a deep and moody vibe, I would narrow things down by just essentially the overall style of the room that you're going for. So for example, I struggled in my bedroom on what I wanted to do for the longest time. I had no idea if I wanted to keep everything white and do like a super spa, like airy vibe, or if I wanted to go a little bit more moody with it. And I did decide to go the moody route. So once I had that in my mind that, okay, the overall vibe of this room I want to be is like a little bit deeper, a little bit vibier, a little bit moody. And to me, that's just like a little bit more cozy, in my opinion. Honestly, there's so many different bedroom styles that are beautiful, but that's how I narrowed it down for my bedroom. I said, okay, I finally narrowed it down to a moody vibe, if that makes sense. So once you have like a solid idea of the overall kind of feel of the room that you're going for, whether it be like a more modern farmhouse, if you're redoing like your dining room, or it could be really anything like more traditional if you want to do something more eclectic. It's just good to have a solid idea of like the direction that you're going in to start. So once you have that, then you can really narrow things down in your Pinterest inspiration board and narrow it down to, honestly, I would say like 2 to 3 photos. And this is how I've created every single room in my house. Honestly, like 1 or 2 photos that I really love, and I draw a whole bunch of inspiration from those, and I essentially recreate them in my own way. Because even if you're recreating something exactly, it's gonna look slightly different in your space when you go ahead and do it. So typically what I do is I narrow it down to like 2 pictures and I draw all my inspiration from that. And that's extremely helpful when it comes to even like furniture and like paint and decor and all of those things. To have a couple of photos to draw your inspiration from, you can go back and reference those at any point. And once you have that like visually on your phone then or on your computer, then you can go from there. So once you have the 1 or 2 or 3, I would say 3 maximum inspiration photos, I would go in and create a mood board. I'm not gonna lie, I don't do this every single room. I have done it in a few different rooms. I do this typically in like my living room when I have a big focal point like a rug or something and I want to see what it's gonna look like. I do go in and create a mood board. There's tons of different mood board apps that you can download on your phone. I will share a few in the description box down below that are free for you guys if you're interested. That way you can start compiling all of your furniture and decor items, and you can kind of see what it's going to look like all put together. And I personally would never do this before I have a solid idea of like what direction I'm gonna go in with the bedroom in terms of like the overall vibe and colors and whatnot. I would do that first. Once you have that, then you can go ahead and create your mood board and you'll have a much more precise idea of what you're going to be adding. The next thing would be paint and just like colors in general. So you need to figure out if you're gonna just leave everything basic, if you're just gonna be doing like a white space or like a light 1 color space, then that's pretty simple. You don't have to think too much about that. Still think that's a very pretty look in lots of circumstances. I'm definitely starting to lean more towards having like some sort of feature wall or doing something like a little bit more fun in the space that I'm creating. Like for example, I did a full white shiplap wall in my dining room, and although it's not like the most bold, it just adds a lot of character and I really love the way that it turned out. So you need to figure out if you're going to be doing some kind of feature wall, if you're going to be doing like a board and batten, a paneling, you know, any kind of like shiplap or anything like that, or if you're gonna have any kind of paint color incorporated in the room. This would be the next thing that you wanna figure out before you actually go in and start your room. What are you going to do in terms of paint and then like wall features? So again, taking my bedroom for example, I knew I wanted a moody vibe. So I decided that I was gonna have 1 full accent wall that was a really, really deep charcoal gray color to give it that moody essence. I was gonna go straight black and then I decided to scale it back and just do like a really, really deep gray. I think that this makes my bedroom what it is. If it wasn't for this feature wall or this accent wall, my bedroom would look completely different. So paint can really make a huge impact. And if you don't wanna go in and do like a full DIY wall or anything like that, just painting a wall a color and doing like an accent wall really make a huge impact in a room. So that is something to think about and kind of make sure you have a full game plan of paint and then wall features before getting started. So once you have that narrowed down and you have all your paint, you know if you're gonna do an accent wall, you know if you're not going to, then I would go in and actually decide on your rug if you're gonna be doing an area rug. I find an area rug in a space is like the focal point of a space a lot of times if you are going to be adding one. It's something to definitely think about and ponder on and do your research and shop around. There's so many options. It can be a little bit overwhelming. So I know this firsthand. I struggle with rugs still. It's one of those things that like, it's just tough. You never know exactly what it's gonna look like in a space until it's all put together. So this is where your mood board really comes into play, is once you have a couple of rug ideas, you can start swapping them out on your mood board to see which one you like the best. Once you have your area rug picked out, then you can start tossing in some different furniture ideas. I would do furniture before I started adding decor items. Get like the big pieces of furniture in your mood board first. Obviously this is gonna depend on if you're using furniture that you already have in a space or if you're buying all brand new. If you're buying all brand new, it's slightly easier. I styled my bedroom with all furniture that I already had, so I kind of had that to go off of, and then I went from there and did like the accent wall, and then more or less just like the decor that I wanted to add to make it a little bit more moody. And mood boards are like key to rugs and then furniture styling, just to see what like looks the best. You'll be able to tell if something is like standing out and bugging you on a mood board, then you can go ahead and easily delete it before you start purchasing your items. So I would say go ahead, start playing around with furniture ideas, and then once you have all of your furniture and your rug decided, you can then go ahead and bring in your decor items. So again, even with your mood board, I'd always be drawing inspiration back from your Pinterest photos. That way you can always have something to go back to if you're feeling a little bit lost or you're feeling like your mood boards aren't kind of turning out the way you hoped. You can go back to those couple inspiration photos, and that should be extremely helpful in terms of furniture and decor items. This is all gonna draw back to kind of like your first step too, when you decided on the overall vibe of your room, then you kind of have like a target in terms of even like decor. For example, again, I'll just continue to use my bedroom as an example. I knew I wanted it moody, so I did the dark feature wall, and then I wanted to add some decor pieces that were gonna like play into that moodiness. So I did 2 black wall sconces from IKEA on either side of my bed with like a warm light bulb lighting. And that alone, just that wall with the 2 wall sconces, completely makes the room like the moody vibe that I was going for. If you're going for something more bohemian, for example, like I am doing in my nursery, then you can start adding in some like rattan items, start looking up some decor items that would go with your overall kind of vibe or theme of the bedroom. So like I just mentioned, I'm currently in the process of creating and finishing my nursery, which is super exciting. And we went for like a little bit more of like a soft boho vibe in there, which is a little bit different for me. I did it exactly like I said. I got a bunch of inspiration from Pinterest, narrowed it down. I did my paint first. I did my feature wall and my paint first. I actually did this and hated it and went back and changed it, just for an example. That does happen, which is fine because you can always paint over paint. It's not a big deal. But once you have that done, then you can go in and start drawing in furniture. That's what I did next. I knew I wanted like a boho overall theme. So I did like a raw wood crib. I did an off-white nursing chair, or not nursing chair, but rocking chair glider. And then I did just like a white dresser with some raw wood pulls on them. So just drawing in like a more soft raw wood bohemian kind of feel. So if you guys are doing something like that, again, look for like woods, rattan, anything that plays into the overall vibe of your room. Then once you guys are all done and you have all of your decor items in your mood board, you can go ahead and start purchasing, go ahead and start putting the room together. What I like to do at the very end is I put all the big items in my room. I have my paint done, I have all the big furniture items, and then I have ideas of what I want to do for decor. I start purchasing those and adding those in kind of one by one or individually. I don't usually go in and get everything at once because I'll start adding them in and then I'll think, oh, like I really think that this would look good here. So that's just how I overall go in and finish everything. I get more or less everything done, and then I decide at the very last minute, once I see everything put together, if there's anything I either want to take away, bring back, or add. And that is it. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you found it helpful. And if you guys did like it, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. It helps me out so much, so I appreciate every single thumbs up that I get. And like I mentioned previously, go ahead and subscribe if you guys haven't done so already. And as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.